What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. If you haven't yet, please subscribe and like, you know what I mean, so I can keep these videos coming. Today, pretty much, we're going to be watching. I did a notch for a customer, and then I kind of going to break down a little bit on this 58 or 56. It was one of the two. I forget what year it is, but this 50 models truck. So you'll get to see a little bit of that, and also like the images. Well, not the images, the footage of when I did Tiny's Tubs. I didn't record as much as I wanted to, not because I didn't want to. Just, man, on that time crunch, I really didn't have time to sit down and change the camera and this vlogging and stuff. It's good, but like I said, I'm gonna keep learning and try to obviously make better content, take better videos and whatnot for y'all guys. So hopefully, on the next projects coming up, I get more camera views or whatever, so y'all could enjoy. And if y'all want to see anything like in particular, or if y'all got any questions or anything like that, man, feel free to hit me up. I'm not I'll make sure I answer all the comments, especially if you're subscribed and you like, you know what I mean. So let's get this video going. And I think right now you're gonna see the footage from Tiny's truck, and then we'll go from there, and then see you at the end. What's going on, guys? Here I'm working on Tiny's truck. Pretty much I got the flooring already. It's already all welded up and everything. Everything's cut out already. I just got to grind a little bit, clean it up, clean the floor up. I already got the notch cover ready too. What y'all think? So yeah, pretty much what I'm doing today. Really got to finish everything today. So I still got to put the tubs on. I'll show you those in a minute. But so far, it's what it's looking like. Clean cuts. All right, guys. Well, I got pretty much everything already set up. Got the notch cover going. I finished doing all the dimples on the tubs. So pretty much right now, just got to take everything in. What y'all think? All right, guys, so here it is. Here's the bed. Fully welded. Gotta do a little bit more grinding just to clean everything up. But pretty much done. Couldn't record much because I am on a time crunch. But hopefully, you'll like what you see so far. Still gotta put the emblem on top and pretty much paint it because so it don't get rusty. So here we go. So that's for the grinding, now for the logo. Smooth, straight, yes sir. Man, OTM was crazy. It was badass. Got to meet a lot of people, show off my work. It was a badass weekend. And but you know, that was just that weekend. Now it's back to work. And I was watching on the videos. A lot of people wanted to see what I had going on inside the shop. So it's a 50s model. I'm doing. Yeah, the guy's putting on 24s by 15s on it. So yeah, I got to cut the rear end, do a lot of things to it. Yeah, so that's the coilovers. It already has a fuel cell. I already got the rear end cleaned up. I already measured it. See how much I got to cut. I got the links pretty much in place as well. Moved the rear end because the owner would actually, he was telling me that his rear end was more off to one side than the other. So come to find out, well, because they did a motor swap on it, pretty much his rear end didn't line up with his transmission anymore. So now I got to get the dimensions from the rims that he's gonna put on, and now I got to slide everything this way. That way his drive shafts could be straight. If not, it was like almost damn near hitting the muffler. So I'm gonna put it straight, make sure I gotta do the right cuts to where everything centers up. And hopefully I get this project done too, you know, pretty soon. Hopefully, you know, in about another few days to, hopefully less than a week, honestly. That way I can get this one out of here, because I got another truck. I got another truck I'm bringing in. That one's gonna be a good one. It's OBS, not mine. But I'm doing bags on it, so that's gonna be a badass project. Pretty much, man, that's gonna be a truck that I'm gonna, you know, go all out on. You know, he wants everything. But yeah, that one's gonna be a good one. It's a good condition OBS. So that's gonna be a badass project, and hopefully we get that knocked out, you know, within a month or so. Right now, I'm working on the monster notch for this truck that just came in. Sorry, I got a mess. Still got to clean up after Tiny's truck, and after OTM, I mean, it's been a little crazy over here. But what I'm doing right now, I'm gonna weld up notches and stuff, and pretty much get ready to take the bed off of that truck, you know, and pretty much prepare everything, leave everything prepped up, and let's get to the step notch put in. Hopefully we can get it done by the end of the day. The guy dropped it off kind of late. It's already like, I think it's already like 3, so, you know, but I mean, hopefully we get it done. If not, I mean, like I say, if not, he'll get it tomorrow. But we'll get it going. One good weld, that's all it takes. The only advice I'm gonna give is, if you ain't penetrating, and you ain't welding. Start taking off this bed real quick. All right, guys, so I got the bed off. Now it's time to put it back on, put it on some jack stands, take the wheels off, clean the frame off a little bit. For this particular build, the guy doesn't want me to cut that big hole in the back of the bed. Normally when I do a step notch, I gotta cut out the bed, pretty much that whole square right there, so that the notch could go over the bed, and then that's when you know, do the doghouse on it. But this guy doesn't want to do all that. He just wants me just to pretty much put the notch in, and then on the bed, instead of cutting that whole box out, he wants to just do like 2 little sleeves, I guess, to where the notch itself just pops up. So I don't know if I'm gonna put the bar across it, you know, after I put the bed on. 'Cause I don't know if he's gonna want the cross bar or not. I mean, at the end I could put it, and if he wants to like cut it off or take the bed off, he'll just have to cut that. He'll just have to finish cutting out the square. But I don't think he wants it, so I'm not gonna do it. If he does, I mean, I could always just add on to it. But yeah, let's get this going. I'll start cleaning up the notch. I like to put it on first and then kind of like just mark where the edges are, and we'll go from there. Now, you could work from center. It's just every notch is different. Like I said, I always put it back just a little bit more than what the center is, because when they're lower, they kind of like to travel backwards a little bit. So you can just go like a 1/4 inch max, you know, something like that. If you put it too front or too centered, when you drop it, you know, depending on the what they use to drop the truck, like I said, the rear end might be over here, you know, especially like on the older trucks, like when they have hangers and whatnot. So, you know, I just like to just push it back just a little bit, just to be on the safe side. So when you get on this side, you gotta take these bolts off. It's a 13 millimeter, so take both these off. You won't need them. Normally what I do, I'll just weld this on the notch. That way it's on there steady. You could do a full weld on it. I'll show you on a little bit, but I like to just kind of give it a few tacks. That way, if for any reason you might have to take it off, you could just, you know, wiggle it and break it off. But, you know, definitely enough weld to where it doesn't just fall off on its own. This right here, take these out from both sides. Right here is just that center rail that goes across your bed from here to there. So you won't be needing this, because pretty much that's where your notch is gonna go. So you're gonna have to cut that out anyway. And that, take this off and all the way down. Take this off just so you can have, you know, room to move the lines right now, because we're gonna be welding back here as well. So let's get it. All right, so we got the frame cleaned up. Now we just gotta tack everything on and get the welding. Like I said, I like to give it a 1/4 inch at least back, you know, just because of the travel. But if you want, I mean, you can do a straight standard. It's up to you. This is just what works for me. And I mean, really nothing wrong with it, other than, like I said, that, you know, it might be too close to this or this side. So I just like to give it a little bit back. Right, so I just like to use the clamp just to make sure that everything's tight. If you got two, go ahead and use two. I got two, but I gotta find it. But just for right now, I just tack, take it off, go on the other side, close up these gaps, and get the welding. go ahead and do both sides. That way I can just get the welding and I don't have to keep going back and forth. Alright, both notches tacked in. It's time to weld it out. What I like to do, I like to weld all of one side and then go to the other side and weld that side and then come back to the first side I welded, and it should be pretty cooled down, and then you can start cutting. That's just the way I do it. I mean, you can do it however, but that's just the way I've done it, and that's probably the way I'm going to keep doing it. So let's get the welding. Alright, now that we got everything welded, now we just got to cut the middle. Like so normally I'll cut one side and box it in, weld it all the way around, and then do the other side. Just remember, try to keep some support on the frame so it doesn't bow down or up. That's pretty much it, so let's get it going. So you can use a saw, I mean pretty much anything as long as you got it supported. If you like to use the sawzall, I just like to start, I hit it with the grinder first with a cutting wheel. That way you could, just ease in with the sawzall. That way you're not there like trying to get a perfect line. That way with the grinder, you got an easy access to the blade and you're not there just struggling and cutting. Or you could do it with the grinder all the way around. I mean, it's just up to you. Or you could use like a plasma, it's like on low heat. You don't want to put too much heat on that, on the frame. You don't want to put too much heat on the frame, obviously, because it's cut out. But yeah, just box it in, make sure you got it supported, and you'll be all right. All right, so first cut done. Let's box it in and weld it. and jump on the other side. Okay guys, so I got everything welded. Pretty much gonna come back, you know, clean it up. We're gonna skip the bar for now, just because, like I said, the owner doesn't want the bar. He wants to just have the scratch cut out on the bed. Uh, but yeah, all we gotta do now is just clean up the welds. Everything welded up. Like I said, I just gotta clean up the welds, you know, here and there. I do like to take that extra step just to make sure everything's smooth. Like I said, everybody's got their own style, or everybody might just want to weld it and paint it. But you know, I like to grind it and, you know, make it look a little better, a little more cleaner. But that's just me though. So let's get to doing that. All right, guys. So there it is, fully welded, cleaned up. Like I said, it's just a light grind. Ain't nothing heavy, you know, just clean the welds up. You know, I like that shiny look, you know. But yeah, pretty much now all I gotta do is give it some paint, and it's ready to go. What you guys think? Beautiful. There it is painted, guys. What y'all think? Well, now that it's painted, let's get the bed back on and get the truck out of here. All right, that's freshly painted off the jacks. Perfect center. Like I said, I like to move it just a little bit back this way. If not, like I said, you have more chance of, you know, those lines hitting there. So, like I said, just move it back a little bit. But there it is. Let's get the bed on it. All right, well, there she is. Put the bed back on. Said, Smooth gap all the way down. Kind of hard to. I'll show you on the other side. But yeah. So now I just gotta put on the gas tank. Normally what I do, I just take these 2 screws off and then take off the little plastic. Some people like to take off like all the little bolts on it, but I just like to take this whole thing off because it goes off with the gas cap and everything. That way you don't have to take those little ones off. But that's just how I do it. I'm gonna put the tailgate back on. Pretty much how it looks. Like I said, I guess the guy still wants to be able to somewhat use his bed. So just made some little cuts. Like I said, normally I would have a bar across, but you know, it's just customer's request. So, you know, I'm nobody to say no. I just, you know, do what they want to do. But I mean, if it posed like a big threat or something, then I would be against it. Maybe not do it. But I'm pretty confident with my welds, you know, my work. So, you know, but that's pretty much it. I'm gonna put this tailgate back on. So, still got to space out the bed. Still got to put the bolts underneath, but as you can see, it's a pretty straight. Frame stays straight. So let's get it done. There it is, guys. She's gone. Customer's on the way to pick her up. There's Scott. Shitload of speakers. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. All right, there she is. Just waiting for the customer to pick up. But yes, like I said, I'm about to cut the rear end. Y'all probably catch this on the next video. Though I can give you like a full rundown, breakdown of everything that you gotta do, because it's like an older model rear end. It's not like the newer ones. So that's gotta be interesting, you know, for some of y'all that are watching, that are into like the older trucks and whatnot. Like I said, it's a mess, but I'll have this cleaned up here in a bit. And hopefully, like I said, y'all get the full video on next week's drop, and we'll go from there. All right, well, that's a wrap for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed, you know, some of the, you know, the welding or whatever. It's just a quick little notch. But like I said, I'll be back and I'll do a video on the 50th model. Like I said, I already got the rear end cut. This is our little bit older rear end, so you gotta order, you know, a couple more things, you know, just to finish it up. But yeah, hopefully that one will be out hopefully by this week. And I'll make a full video of it once it's done, as I'm doing it, finishing it up, and we'll go from there. But guys, don't forget to subscribe, like, and thank you for watching, man. That means a lot, you know, being new to this YouTube stuff and, you know, getting all the love from everybody. So I appreciate that, guys. See you on the next one.